warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Heshain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Second coronavirus patient in Sri Lanka identified. Subject Minister takes a U-turn on initially announced full price reduction statement. News in detail. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Anil Jaisinghe, states that another coronavirus-infected patient who had reportedly stayed with the first Sri Lankan patient is tested positive for the COVID-19, bringing the total number of coronavirus cases in the country to 2. A media conference pertaining to COVID-19 headed by the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Anil Jaisinghe, and Co-Cabinet Spokesman Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena was held at the Department of Government Information premises this morning. Dr. Anil Jaisinghe, clearing a misconception which went viral in the society, stressed that the rumor claiming that the son of the first coronavirus-infected patient at the infectious disease hospital contracting the virus is completely false. Dr. Anil Jaisinghe added that the son of the first COVID-19 patient has not yet contracted the virus and that there is slim chances for him to contact the virus. He also said that the family of the coronavirus-infected patient has been completely quarantined. Explaining further, Dr. Jaisinghe said that those who come from China to Sri Lanka are not quarantined at the moment since there is a considerable decrease in coronavirus cases reported from China yesterday and day before. Meanwhile, he answered to several questions posed by the media too.
Only one single corona patient.
Yes, very confident. We have only one.
What about the
patient.
Chilo patient that under test?
No, I mean, the
Is
thing
is it confirmed?
we have to get the result. We are investigating not only on Chilau patient. We are investigating so many patients. Nothing special about Chilau patient. The moment a patient, not Chilau, I mean a particular patient is positive, we will let you know.
On Chilo patient, you have some suspicion in him.
More than us, I get inquiries from various sectors, various sources. You know, I don't know why this much of suspicion. So may become positive, may become negative. We'll let you know.
However, the Government Information Department today evening specified that another individual who had reportedly stayed with the first coronavirus-inflicted Sri Lankan patient, who is currently admitted at infectious disease hospital, has also tested positive for coronavirus. The second COVID-19 patient is a 44-year-old man and he had been admitted to the infectious diseases hospital last evening. Dr. Jaisinghe in the evening stated that both he and the previously identified coronavirus patient had shared a room at a hotel in Dambulla and that they are both employed as tour guides. Meanwhile, Ministry of Education today announced that the first term holidays of all schools will commence from tomorrow till the 20th of April as a measure to contain the spread of coronavirus within the country. Addressing a special press conference conducted by the Education Ministry today afternoon, Education Minister Dallas Alha-Peruma noted that the first term holidays of all schools, which was initially scheduled to start from 6th April, will commence from tomorrow. The Education Ministry has decided to close all the schools for the first term vacation as soon as possible concerning the rising fears and alarming panic on coronavirus. Education Minister Dallas Alha-Peruma also added that the turmoil erupted by coronavirus has been aggravated since an unnecessary hype and unhealthy fear are spread among parents. Meanwhile, during the initial discussion held this morning, the ministry also decided to temporarily suspend all the educational trips planned by schools in the coming weeks as a precautionary method to refrain from contracting the virus. Energy Minister Mahinda Amravira says that the government is still discussing as how to pass the benefits in a fair manner as the fuel prices at the world market has come drastically down. Minister Amravira, addressing a media briefing at the Government Information Department this morning, said the government needs to give a concession to the general public but thinking the ways and means. According to the central bank data, price of a barrel of a crude oil at international markets stood as $33.82 yesterday, and day before yesterday it was shown as $37.18. 2 days ago, the price of a crude oil barrel was $35.96. However, with this gradual declining of the crude oil prices, Minister Mahinda Amaraveera told the media that there would be a possible reduction of fuel prices in the country. However, addressing the media this morning, Minister Amaraveera took a U-turn and said that they are still discussing as how to pass the benefits of falling down of global prices to the general public. He also said that he had discussions with the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Finance Minister, Treasury officials and Power and Energy Ministry officials. Questioned by media, he was assuring that the government needs to pass the benefit to general masses, but they are still looking for a durable mechanism to do it. He also added that the government or the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa do not want to use this for their election campaign. Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka announces that the prices of vehicles imported from Japan have gone up considering the increase in the value of the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen surged about 3% against the US dollar last Monday to a 3-year high. Meanwhile, the Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka announces that the prices of vehicles imported from Japan have been increased concerning the rise in the value of Japanese yen. Thus, the price of a Suzuki Wagon-R is increased by 170,000 rupees, Toyota Vitz went up by 240,000 rupees, while Toyota Axio is increased by 375,000 rupees and Honda Vezel is up by 400,000 rupees. Chairman of the Vehicle Importers Association of Sri Lanka, Ranjit Piris, also added that the prices of other vehicles imported from Japan might increase in due course concerning the instability of the Japanese yen. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Cargill's Bank, Rajendra Tyagaraja stresses that the efforts of Sri Lankan banks and financial institutes in promoting FinTech startups are not satisfactory. Speaking at the launch event of 2020, the Year of Digital Transactions program held at the Central Bank Auditorium yesterday, Tyagaraja highlighted that there is no active boardroom sponsorship at bank levels to invest in developing FinTech sandbox. Central Bank declared 2020 as the Year of Digital Transactions to promote digitalization in doing payments and settlements. The event was officially launched yesterday, promoting digital transactions to reduce costs and make it easier for users across the country and small businesses to access banks and financial institutions.
Put a stop to cash vade. Digital transactions. Simple, secure, instant. Digital 2020.
Meanwhile, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Cargill's Bank, Rajendra Tyagaraja, shared his expertise as to how the banking industry should proceed with digitalization.
I'll just mention a couple of important initiatives which I think the industry certainly welcomes. First of all, I think to recognize the importance of the existence of FinTech players, that these people are here to stay and they are here to play an impact in the financial landscape of Sri Lanka. What we don't see, I think, in this sandboxing is, while we get into that sandbox space, before somebody comes into sandboxing, there is a whole phase of incubation. And we hear a lot of this incubation typically taking place in universities and maybe some of corporate Sri Lanka. But sadly, other than maybe one or two players in this industry, we yet don't, at least I have not seen, active boardroom at the bank level. I don't see boardroom sponsorship for financial incubation or even encouraging banks or FIs to invest in incubation to develop that whole thing. Because if you don't get involved from the outset, coming in somewhere in between doesn't really create that full opportunity to nurture something from end to end.
Meanwhile, Financial Institutions Group Director for Asia Pacific at the International Finance Corporation, Rosie Khanna, stresses that even though Sri Lanka has made considerable attempts in making an attractive digital financial infrastructure, the level of improvement remains stagnant concerning the fact that the society is still highly away from online or cashless transactions.
When we look at Sri Lanka, the country has made great strides in improving innovative digital financial infrastructure, but the uptake remains low. This became quite evident from the findings of the recent National Financial Inclusion Survey, which was part of the effort to develop the country's first strategy for financial inclusion. The survey showed that in terms of connectivity, Sri Lanka fares well, with approximately 95% of respondents owning mobile phones and internet access, excluding mobile data, being at 19%. The ownership of credit cards and debit cards is gaining popularity among Sri Lankans. We find that Sri Lanka is still very much cash dependent. To give an example, the survey highlighted that familiarity of respondents in using payment cards for retail transactions remained low. Less than 10% reported using credit cards and less than 15% a debit card.
Stay tuned for stock updates. Welcome back. Regular trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange was temporarily halted for 30 minutes in this morning for the second day of the week as S&P and SL20 index dropped by 5% during the trading session from the previous close. However, regular trading at the CSE recommenced and overall trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 184.97 points to close at 5,019.55, and the S&P SL20 dropped 112.11 points to close at 2,293.69. The turnover was 514 million rupees and over 34 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. With that, we will wrap up today's news. Log into our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be alert on the latest updates. Join us tomorrow with State of Business. Until then, take care. Good night.